We have breaking news, Q. We got a special live edition. Ryan Day has announced the starting quarterback at the Ohio State University. Q, it's saying season.
I'm so shocked and appalled that he's made this decision. Never saw this coming. No, man, it's a good time. This is the time where the season's really started. You got your QB1, the official Ohio State football QB1 post goes out there. Randy talked about a lot. He talked about the team being ready, but we got to start with Julian saying, obviously, he's grown in camp. He's balled out. We heard from the receivers. Jeremiah Smith named the starter 6 months ago. It's good to hear. So congrats to Julian, man. Let's roll.
Absolutely. Ryan Day names Julian Sayin the starting quarterback, a true sophomore that really wasn't on the Buckeyes radar. We talked about in the captain's picture. If you would have showed people that picture years ago, they might not have believed you. If you'd have told someone 3 years ago that Julian Sayin was going to be named the starting quarterback at Ohio State, I think a lot of people would have been taken back. An interesting path to Ohio State, originally committed to Alabama, transferred to Ohio State when Nick Saban retired, package deal with Bill O'Brien, who was only here for a cup of coffee, but Julian Sayin stayed. Probably the greatest exchange that we got out of that Bill O'Brien experience. The Buckeyes land a 5-star quarterback in Julian Sayin. He sits as the number 3 quarterback on the roster last year during a national championship run and is now ready to take the reins as the guy in Columbus.
Yeah. Shout out to Bill O'Brien. He did a couple great things for the program. So the most impact in a short amount of time of any coach, maybe in Ohio State history, as far as I know. So shout out to Bill. But yeah, man, it's very interesting. We know the talent of Julian Sayin. Obviously, we've heard stuff coming out of camp, and we started slow and starting to pick it up. So I'm really excited, man. This Texas game, and Ryan Day talked a little bit about this past Julian, but he said this team is competitive. Like, they're ready to go for this game. I mean, obviously starting, Texas is coming to town. We know what that defense is going to do. So I'm very interested to see the Sayin Heartline duo and see if they can repeat the Howard Kelly duo that we had before and get success. So it's going to be a lot of eyes in Columbus week 1, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, super excited to see what Julian Sayin's able to do. Ryan Day talked about wanting to get this done in time to have 2 full weeks of practice and prep for this Texas game. Ryan Day's able to settle the quarterback battle. We talked about previous dates when Ryan Day named a starting quarterback. This falls right in the sweet spot between Justin Fields and Will Howard. Will Howard won a national championship. Justin Fields made it to a national championship. I don't know if I could promise another ring, but it's feeling like the Buckeyes are going to at least make it back for a national championship solely based off of when Ryan Day named his starting quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. We got a guarantee. Put your house on Ohio State International Championship game appearance. At least that's a safe bet. If you want to risk it all, go ahead and bet for them to win it, and we'll see if we can move that date back a little bit. But no, it's exciting times. I mean, I think Julian took care of business, and I want to ask you, what do you really expect from Julian? Not later in the season. I feel like we're going to get his sea legs under him in a few weeks, but maybe like week 1 through 4. What do you expect from him and this arsenal of receivers he has to play with?
I think they're going to let it fly. That was one of the phrases Ryan Day used in the press conference. You heard from practice reports last week from Chimity Chekwa when he was at practice, said this seems like a very pass-happy offense. I feel like we're going to go back to the days of Dwayne Haskins throwing the ball around, CJ Stroud really out there slinging it and not afraid to go downfield and not afraid to throw the ball a lot. Ryan Day talked about being comfortable with 3 running backs. I feel like this quarterback has everything we have ever wanted for a Ryan Day quarterback, and it's the first time it hasn't been handicapped by a defense that the Buckeyes were worried about. If the Buckeyes are able to if Julian Sayin is falling into the mold of a CJ Stroud, Dwayne Haskins type experience that we've had under Ryan Day quarterbacks, and you pair it with the level up in talent that we've seen on the defensive side of the ball, we could see the scariest iteration of a Ryan Day team with this talented of a defense, this many weapons on offense. Some of the other breaking news in this press conference was that Austin Sehraveld was named the starting left tackle. They seem to be confident with being able to keep Julian upright in this talented offensive line, the best weapons in the country. I expect a very explosive offense from Columbus.
So the comments is making me laugh. Our guy Michael is back.
Who told you you could change your show name?
You see the next one?
Oh my God, a Super Saiyan. Shout out to our guy Chris Drew in the live chat. Dallas found us. I'm glad people were able to find the new channel. We are over here on Dead Air Sports. If you like what you're seeing, make sure you smash that like button. We do a daily show called the Buckeye Roast Monday through Friday, but we're here for a special instant reaction to the breaking news in Columbus. A new left tackle, a new starting quarterback. Q, what do you think is more surprising if I'd have told you 2 years ago Julian Sain would be our starting quarterback or Austin Saraveld would be a captain and starting left tackle?
Oh, yeah, definitely the Austin Saraville. I mean, even though Julian didn't look like he was coming here at all, I mean, you would have felt like we would have won one of these big time tackle recruiting, at least like one in the last few years, and that would be the next man up. But that's credit to Austin Saraville and the grind he's made. Like I said, put your house on first round tackle because the last three guys that stood out there have all been first rounders. So he's got to be good the way he impressed the coaches. And we brought in another guy, and they said no. Cerevel is the guy, even though we bet some money on this guy. So, I mean, that is a crazy storyline, but I am so excited for Austin Cerevel and Julian Sain in this offense. I know you talked about the defense and how good this defense is. I actually really didn't think about, and until now, really think about how bad of defenses CJ Stroud and Dwayne Haskins had to deal with. And really, you're looking at saying, like, man, if you can put up 28 points a game, like you don't even have to score a lot. If you could put up 25, 28 a game, Buckeyes are sitting pretty comfortable through most of the season. You may have a couple games you have to extend farther than that, but that is a comfortable spot to be in.
A great spot to be in. We've talked in years past about what the floor for a Ryan Day quarterback looks like, and had to adjust it. It used to be JT Baird, and we used to get to say the floor for a Ryan Day starting quarterback is 30 touchdowns and nothing less. And then we had the Kyle McCord experience. You look at Kyle's numbers, he had 3,100 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions in 12 regular season games. I guess we'll set those numbers as the floor for Julian Sain. If you had to go over under on yards, over 3,200, over under 3,200, and over under 24 touchdowns.
I'm definitely taking the over. One, it feels like this wide receiver group is better than that one with Marv. Of course, you got Jeremiah Smith, so you just throw the ball anywhere and he's going to go get it. But with the level of pass-happy offense we're hearing about, I mean, it does feel like, and a crew of young running backs, we think James People is really good, but we will know against Texas how good he really is. So you feel like this offense can lean on the air a little bit. And also, too, going back to those defenses, this offense can make mistakes and be comfortable that the defense can step up and hold it down. So I think that level of comfortability allows them to be like, I got this deep shot, Jeremiah 1-on-2. I can let it rip. It's a punt, like letting it go and attacking downfield. So I'm very interested to see. But yeah, I feel like they're going to lean on Julian's arm, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, especially early in the season.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what this offense looks like and how ready they are to actually let him show us everything that he's been hyped about. You hear a lot about. They asked Ryan Day about what he likes about Julian Sain, and he says his decision making and his quick release. What does that decision making look as a first time starter against the number one team in the country? It's a very proven moment in this Texas matchup and an opportunity for Julian Sain to. I mean, if he goes out there and balls out, it has to take pole position immediately in the Heisman contention, no?
I mean, yeah, and you know what Ryan Day's bar is. I mean, that's the reason Cam Ward didn't come here. His decision making means he is not throwing interceptions and he is not, being reckless with the ball. That means he's taking care of the ball and he can smoothly run the offense. And in the offense, we don't really need a lot of risk. I mean, wide receivers will get open. We have Max Clare now. He's going to get open. You have a running game to lean on. You don't really have to push it into bad situations. And you feel like Ryan Day's saying his decision making tells you already he's not being reckless with the ball. He's putting it where it needs to be. And then that extra ability that CJ Stroud, Dwayne Haskins to maybe make some bigger plays down the field may come. It may not be there early, but that is a comfortable feeling for a quarterback. And like we said, this team is ready to repeat. We all feel like the defense is there. If Hartline and Sain can be competent plus, you feel like your bet of being at least in a natty appearance is really, really strong right now. So, Michael, go ahead and bet all your money on Ohio State, natty champs again. I mean, you've experienced it before, so you should feel comfortable making that bet.
Yeah, the thing that makes me most comfortable coming out of this press conference is someone asked Ryan Day, "What does Julian Sayin need to do to beat Texas?" And I loved his answer. He said exactly what he's doing. It seems like this coaching staff is confident in what they have at quarterback, and Buckeye fans should be as well.
Yeah. I mean, hey man, Ryan Day is the quarterback guru. He's the whisperer. Like that's the reason he's here. So if there is a quarterback problem at Ohio State, that's a big problem. But for the most part, 90%, we haven't had one yet. So I mean, you got to feel confident. But hey, man, it's time to roll. You got to be super excited. And this is the time in the season where you're just this close to no more Saturdays before college football. So
Well, I mean, the Buckeyes don't play this Saturday. It is week
but
0. Real college football fans will be watching football. I know you will be enjoying your last day out in the streets of Arizona in this fine weather. Now that Arizona State's back at campus, I mean, the streets got to be looking a lot better these days down in Arizona.
my re-enrolling. The streets have been just fine all summer. But yeah, I mean, really, man, nothing beats the early start games and being out before it gets hot and enjoying college football. So I mean, I can't wait. Call it week 0, week 2, week 48. I'm in there. I'm ready to watch the ball, man.
Yeah, the Buckeyes are locked in and have their quarterback and starting left tackle. We appreciate everybody tuning in to this breaking news edition here on Dead Air Sports discussing the Ohio State quarterback decision. Julian Sayin is QB1 in Columbus. Q, you know how this thing goes. It's always go Bucks. And of course, OH.
Ayo.